Good evening, this is Avalon Caravan. It's a special evening tonight as it's my year anniversary in the caravan. My little four-berth Marauder has done me proud for the last year, kept me nice and warm, kept me away from all the sort of the bad weather, the snow, the rain, the hail, the wind, the massive gales we had. It's stood up to it all. Quite satisfied with how it's gone. Like I put on my video not long ago, I've just started my new little allotment out there, so to provide some food for myself. Possibly going to put a polytunnel on there as well for myself, depending on what the farmer thinks. I have one in my old house where my ex is, and she asked me if I want it back to go on the allotment, which I probably will do if I can get away with it. The other thing I've thought about as well is, possibly approaching the farmer again about having a wood burner in here. I realised after the few days we've had of heavy rain, I've been out beating in it up on the hills, and you can't dry things. You really cannot dry things in this caravan, not properly. And if you do dry it properly in front of the fire, it puts a lot of moisture into your caravan, which is what you don't want. That way you start getting mildew. That's when your clothes start smelling damp. That's when you start getting mould on your nice clothes. Something you don't want. But so I've been here a year now. It's been pretty much all ups, I've got to admit. I feel a lot better about my life, about myself. I've worked out a lot of things of what I want. I've been single. It's not something I've thought about that much, to be honest. I'm quite happy with my own company. So I think, it'll probably stay that for a while, at least. I might even just stay like that, You're own reliable just for yourself. You don't have to worry about anything else, whoever or whatever. Your life's your own. I'm never saying never, because you don't know what's around the corner. But, as a little treat, I decided, like, most prepping and off-grid people do, treat myself to some more knives. There've been some good Black Friday deals on. The Whitfields, I decided to pop on that website and decided to saw some knives that I quite fancied that were a lot cheaper. I add into my few more that I've already got. I mean, this one's the old Robust. Sorry, no, this one's the Companion Heavy Duty. My oldest of the Moras. That's the Pro Robust, which I've showed you before as well. But I've added to them with a little whittling knife. Little thing, only about sort of £4 or £5. So, that was a nice little bonus one there. There was also a Black Friday Lucky Dip deal, carbon steel, and it cost me £4. And it turns out that it's a carbon steel Companion, which, for £4, you can't complain. So I got another one of them. The other one I really wanted, which I got in the end, was this one. I haven't opened it as yet. This is the Mora Kansboll. A little bit heavier duty beast. Nice little unit made in Sweden. A few nice little touches. But more, a totally different knife. Much bigger than the Companion. If you look at the Companion, as opposed to it, it's a little bit longer blade length, much wider, a little bit wider on the back as well, and that'll probably take over as my new hunting knife, and I'll probably use these others for, I'm not quite sure yet, but it's one of those things. You tend to find yourself collecting knives for some bizarre reason. The other thing I've treated myself to, I must admit, is a reindeer pelt. I've always wanted a reindeer pelt, and the prices have been ridiculous. You go to the markets at Christmas, you're looking at £120 plus for a pelt. Yes, they're lovely and they feel gorgeous. Even on such as eBay, things like that, they're fetching £50-60 at least for a good pelt. Anyway, I saw one on there which I quite like the idea of. It went up above what I wanted it to be, and then there was another one just popped on. So I offered them £35 for it, and they took it. So that's on its way to me now. I'm trying to look towards natural materials to try and keep warm in here in the caravan now. I've got a Munkjack pelt up on the roof. Now, whether that's going to make any difference if I cover the roof with some sort of natural material to keep it warm in here, I don't know. The reindeer one will probably be for my shoulders or something like that when it's really cold, something to keep me warm rather than sticking the heater on. You know, if you can get away without banging heaters on, they all give off moisture unless it's a wood burner, the better. But I thought I'd just pop by anyway, just to say hi, and thank you for watching these. So we got to 51 subscribers, the dizzy heights. I say shortly, hopefully a bit more sort of content from the garden, showing what I'm growing, what things I'm doing there. Hopefully, as the winter goes on, I'll maybe get some sort of food prep on here, and then spring it'll be back to the birch sap tapping again, which I did on my Instagram, which is Avalon_caravan, which is why I called it this in the first place. Anyway, hope you all have a good evening and stay safe. Bye.